Good night, I am Mark Seal. A hamstring injury has ruled West Indies fast bowler Sheldon Cottrell out of the remainder of the ongoing ICC World Cup qualifiers in Zimbabwe. Cottrell suffered the injury during West Indies' first group game against the UAE, in which he only bowled 4.4 overs. He has now been replaced by uncapped Guyana right-armer Kimo Paul. The West Indies are currently second in Group A, trailing Ireland by virtue of an inferior net run rate. Now, those two sides will face each other in Harare tomorrow morning. In more cricket news, a 5-wicket haul from Kagiso Rabada gave hosts South Africa the upper hand against Australia on the opening day of their second test at Port Elizabeth today. Choosing to bat first, Australia were bowled out for 243, with opener David Warner top scoring with 63. Rabada was the pick of the bowlers, taking 5 for 96, while Lungi Ngidi ended with 3 for 51. Now, in reply, the hosts were 39 for 1.
There's an edge. They've got one.
Bowled, Vernon Fernando. Well bowled.
That's a goodie. That's an absolute goodie. It's shaped back and hits the top of off stump.
That might be out LBW. Yeah, that's much closer. It's not far from LBW either. That's out LBW.
That's out. That's an inside edge, and he's got another one. There's Rabada.
Oh, is that a ball? It's a nick. It's given. Oh, beautifully bowled. And it's a great comeback delivery as well.
Bowled him, and Geedy's done it again.
Bowled him. And Geedy's got another one. Oh, that's close in front. Yes, he's gone. Oh, another good shot. Straight onto the pads, Pat Cummins. Now with his pace, Rabada just needs to put it near the middle of the bat and it races away. Oh, that's forward. And doesn't have to play at it. And that will be it. Stumps on day one of the second test match. It's been a very good one for South Africa.
Moving on now to track and field, where St. Michael are aiming to make it a double as they signaled their intention by claiming both the boys and girls championships of the Frank Blackman zone at BSAC. The boys, who are the defending champions, amassed 420 points, with Queen's College way back in second on 277 and Leicester Vaughan in third with 273. Now, the girls were also runaway winners, amassing 450.65 points. Leicester Vaughan second, 231, and QC third, 185. Here's a look at some of the 800-meter events with CBC's Anne-Marie Burke.
Let's take down the pace a bit as we focus on the 800-meter events. These are the under-17 girls, and the SMS duo of Ashley Weeks and Aisha Foster wasted no time in taking up the prime pace-setting positions. The rest of the field in tow. And as the first 400 meters was completed, with a space between herself and the field was Foster, looking quite comfortable. Taking the bell with her was Weeks. Third place still anyone's for the taking. Down the back stretch for the final time, Foster and Weeks still maintained their position. So it was just to bring it home. And here they come. Foster and Weeks. St. Michael with the 1-2 finish. Foster crossed the line in 2 minutes 24.43 seconds. That's a new zonal record. Weeks' time was 2 minutes 28.57 seconds for second. And the battle for third was won by Chara Hines of Queen's College, just edging out the Lodge School's Kiara Yard. We pick up the under-17 boys race with the first 100 completed, 700 meters to go, and at this stage, Queen's College's Samuel Hawkins was setting the pace. I'll say it was still pretty even at this stage. Approaching the bell, and Hawkins still making the running from the front. The other athletes strategizing that final 400. Down the backstretch, Hawkins punched another gear, chasing him the Lodge School's Damon Dawson. But Hawkins was just gone with the wind. Arms pumping, and I can see that stride extending. And so it was written. It was all Hawkins kicking for home, stopping the clock at 2 minutes 04.46 seconds. Dawson holds on for a time of 2 minutes 10.48, and the Les Savants' Savion Hoyt was in for third, 2 minutes 11.97. The under-20 girls race, as expected, will be a showdown between Mary Fraser of Darrell Jordan and Alexandra's Shanita Broom. And after just about 320 meters completed, the two were stride for stride as they approached the bell. All two young ladies looking strong and comfortable. Just over 200 meters, Broom having the slight lead, Fraser just waiting to engage her launch control. And this is where that button was punched. Fraser was out and gone. Broom just couldn't keep up. And here comes Mary Fraser, as strong as ever. She's going to cross at 2 minutes 24.78 seconds. Broom's time 2 minutes 37 seconds flat. And in third, Corjan Parry's Annika Farmer 2 minutes 40.24 seconds. The under-20 boys race started with a quick pace, and the law school pair of Paul Lord and Brian Wood took command. But tracking them was Corjan Parry's Tafari Bishop, who at the 200-meter mark made it known who was really in charge, and he then sat comfortably in the driver's seat. Taking the bell, 400 meters to go, and this race was really still up for grabs. Bishop still in charge, so let's see how it plays out. And down the back stretch, Bishop went into overdrive. He was opening up and pouring through. This race was his for the taking. Homeward bound and looking like a class act, Tafari Bishop, CP's champion, easily home in 1 minute 56.82 seconds. Taking second was Brian Wood, 1 minute 59.98 seconds, with his law school teammate in third, Paul Lord, 2 minutes 03.76 seconds. That's a wrap on the track in the zones. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
The sport of rowing will now be added to the list of sporting events in Barbados. The International Rowing Federation is introducing the sport to the Caribbean in hopes of allowing the regional countries a chance at competing at major international games. The Olympic sport has 3 categories, with those being indoor and outdoor, a split in 2 categories, still water, and coastal. There will be a 3-day course that will be held this weekend at the Willie Gymnasium, which will focus mainly on the indoor aspect through rowing machines, which are stationed around the island in various gyms. Development consultant for the International Rowing Federation, Sally Malt, says the course will not only focus on the basics of the sport, but also in producing effective methods of delivering the basics from the coaches to the students.
You might expect me to concentrate on rowing technique, but actually that's a very small part of what we want coaches to do. We want coaches to be good, effective teachers, and a lot of the things that we teach on our courses concentrate on generic skills such as a good ability to communicate, the ability to work safely, and to the ability to work with the rowers' welfare in mind as well. It's not to say that I won't be dealing with good rowing technique and how to spot faults and put them right. I'm simply saying that the delivery depends on those other characteristics that we want our coaches to have. So at the end of the 3 days, what I would hope to have is a bunch of rounded individuals who are good at teaching.
The Barbados Rowing Federation will be boosted by 4 boats, 2 being single seating and the others double seating. President of the association, Anthony Yard, says they have big plans moving forward for that sport after this weekend's course, and they have a national competition as the main objective.
We are trying to get rowing sensitized Barbados through the schools. There is a program that we will be talking to the schools with, trying to use the ergometer, which would be the starting point. Secondly, we are in the process of having the first Barbados rowing indoor championship, and that comes off in July 6th through to the 8th, which we will have local persons who operate the ergometer in the gyms, and then we'll have international folks who will be coming in to help bring some stability, or what I'm saying, fame, because the more famous guys will come in.
Now we close out this week's BSAC preliminary action. We head into the field. Again, it's CBC's Anne-Marie Burke.
The junior boys shot put was among the final field events at the BSAC zonal level, and Princess Margaret's Belgrave Thomas with a put of 9.12 meters was good for third. The Lodge School's Hakeem Perryman with a best effort of 10.41 meters claimed second in the event. And it was Corjan Paris Kasim Connell, who is now the Frank Blackman zonal champion in the junior boys shot put, putting a distance of 10.86 meters. Meanwhile, the under-20 boys javelin was in full swing across the field, and Queen's College's Rohan Vickers had a best throw of 43.38 meters to be good for third. He's Mr. Schoolboy Bodybuilding, and he showed his strength in throwing the javelin. Darryl Jordan's Remar Butcher with a best throw of 44.42 meters, and he was second best. As the winner and new zone record holder is Enrique Bab of Courage and Parry, erasing the old distance of 45.85 meters with a new distance of 49.95. It's now on to the finals. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Well, thanks, Anne-Marie. Those finals are next week, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, all at the National Stadium. Moving on now to cricket, Sunil Narayan's Lahore Qalandars defeated Kieran Pollard's Multan Sultans by 6 wickets to get their first victory of the Pakistan Super League in Dubai today. Choosing to bat first, the Sultans were bowled out for 114 in 19.4 overs. Opener Kumar Sangakkara top scored with 45, while Pollard only managed 9. Now, player of the match, Shahid Afridi, was the pick of the bowlers. He had the impressive 5 for 4 from 3.4 overs, while Narayan ended with 2 for 16. In reply, Lahore made 115 for 4 in 18.4. Skipper Brendan McCullum, he was unbeaten on 35. 70 participants will take part in the Women Who Work Out Daily Invitational Competition tomorrow at the Usain Bolt Complex. The competition is to celebrate International Women's Day. Thereby, all the participants will be females. There will be 7 groups, including novice, intermediate, RSDs, teens, over 40s, over 60s, and team competition. We will also see participants taking part from Barbados, St. Lucia, Tortola, and the United States, ranging from ages 5 to 74. Chief organizer of the event, Janelle Chase Mayer, says there are plans moving forward to make this event even better.
The whole point of the competition is to show women in all different lights, and that they are strong, they are powerful, and they're capable of doing anything that they put their minds to, as well as their bodies. We're introducing a new component, which is powerlifting and weightlifting, and we have a few people entered into that those 2 categories, so we're going to be running those 2 categories as exhibition events, with the hope that the next time we host Women Who WOD, we have more people actually add into that movement and hopefully become part of the national movement for Olympic weightlifting in Barbados and powerlifting, which is now actually starting to come on board in the Caribbean, in the Eastern Caribbean.
That event will run from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Usain Bolt Complex. And still to come, this week's Top 5 in sports. With so much action going on locally, it was about time that we gave some ratings to the outstanding performances. So we're going to produce the top 5 players of the week, air them every Friday, starting now.
Sprinting in at number 5. Don't blink, folks, or you might miss it. The Frank Blackman Zone Under 17 Boys 100 meters record is dismantled.
The Under 17 Boys was executed by Darian Clark of the St. Michael's School. He just glided down the track, the time 10.97 seconds.
Putting her way in the number 4 spot, Romancia Odwin, breaking her own record in the under 20 girls shot put not once but twice in one day.
The under-20 girls shot put record was broken on the very first attempt as Romancia Audrey of Christchurch Foundation erased her old record of 10.58 meters to throw 10.77, but it was her final attempt that produced a new mark of 11.09.
Swimming her way to number 3 this week, Adia Dean butts her ticket to the Carifta and CC Can Games in the 50-meter freestyle. And in lane 4, Adia Dean of Pirate Swim Club blows them away. Long strokes, powerful kicking, collecting not only the gold but also passing the Carifta and CC Can qualifying mark in the process. She stops the clock in 29.18 seconds. Smashing his way at number 2, Chris the Universe Boss Gale, collecting his 23rd ODI century, the most by a West Indian batsman, and joining Hashim Amla and Sachin Tendulkar as only the 3rd batsman in the history of ODI cricket to score centuries against 11 different countries. And our first ever player of the week, Jalon Samuel with the hat-trick of wins, riding away with the 2018 Sandy Lane Gold Cup.
And there are no more turns in the Gold Cup, and it's infrared in front. On the outside here, Shiny Cooper. So Dudley Diggs is thundering down the middle course. Infrared is hanging tough. Shiny Cooper is trying desperately. Sir Dudley Diggs on the right hand side. It's Sir Dudley Diggs. Jalon Samuels 3 feet. Shiny Cooper is second. Infrared is third.
That's your top 5, folks. We'll be back next week with more action.